What's up, everybody? This is the podcast that you've all been waiting for. Before we forget the podcast, I'm Mike.
I'm Duran.
And before we forget, we picking up on part 2 of crazy interactions we've had at work where we've either been yelled at, cursed out, done wrong, whatever. This might be a 24-part series because I got a list of stories. But you were saying at the end of our last part 1.
And this is the song that never ends. So everybody has the customers that you come in and you know they finna say something stupid. Every time. It's never a time when they don't say something stupid.
Right.
So I got both of these particular customers back to back. One customer came in and we have to use their IDs to identify them, do transactions, whatever. Every bank does this.
A lot of them make you write your social down.
Exactly. And it's just a quick thing. And for the life of me, what I think is stupid is that the customer takes their social back with them on paper, knowing that they're going to forget where that paper is because they left their keys at the branch. So if you're leaving your keys, imagine where that paper is going to end up. But that's not important. Let's focus on the people that's so creative. So this person comes in and likes to tell me how to do my job. But more importantly, he blew my mind, and not in the way that I wanted him to do that.
Pause.
Because we got his ID after a 30-minute conversation of us explaining how we changed our policies. It's safer to use your ID. And just in case you lose your card, which we no longer use at the branch, then we can still give you money.
Yeah.
If he was getting a new card and he was in the in-between time, we can still give you money. This grown man in his 50s said, what if somebody takes his ID and brings it to us, and then we give that person his money?
Wow.
So he was insinuating. These are the words out of his mouth. I'm talking like this so everybody can understand me clearly. He said, what if somebody looked like me and got my face? And they take $600 out of my account. Y'all just gonna give it to him. And the way that I looked at him, because I was there as a manager, but also as a black man with a black woman, and we both looked at each other, and I could not keep my composure in manager mode and say something serious to her to say to him. So I looked at her and she looked at me, and what we thought telepathically was this motherfucker right here just said, what if somebody got my face? How somebody gonna get your face?
Listen, Nicolas Cage and John Travolta did it in Face Off. I'm pretty sure.
If I'm giving somebody money from your account and they have your ID, I'm gonna get fired and I'm going to jail. That didn't make no sense to me. So now, long story short, he gives it to us. And now I saw the guy yesterday, cool as the wind on the ocean. When they did his transaction, kept it cool. I don't know what in the jungle juice he had going on that day where he literally told 2 grown adults that, what if somebody got my face? Can you live without your face?
Maybe he got a twin brother.
He doesn't.
Maybe he got a cousin who looked like him.
He's one of those people that's real distinct looking too. Yeah, real distinct. You cannot mistake him for nobody else.
I got another story for you where I was cussed out. This was at my previous job, and you were actually involved in it. So it was actually the I know you remember this guy. He came in to take out $15,000 in cash at like right before we were closing at where I was at. And you called and was like, hey, we don't have it. Do y'all have it? And I was like, yeah, we got it. But like, what does he need it for? And he's like, well, I'm buying a car tomorrow and I want to take cash. So you sent him down and I told him that we could do half of it that night and we would get the other half the next day because we were getting cash delivered the next day.
I do remember this.
Yeah. So he came in the next day and he wanted to take out, he told me it was for a car. He wanted to take out like another 20,000 or something. And I asked him what it was for. And he said, "Oh, my daughter's in the hospital and I got to go pay all of her hospital bills with this." And I said, "Well, do you want a check made out to the hospital?" "No, they told me it has to be cash." And I said, "Well, okay, this is getting real suspicious now." I said, "I'm not giving you $20,000 in cash." "Well, you can't steal my money from me. That's my money." And I said, "I'm not stealing it from you. If you want to close out your account, I will cut you a check and give you all of your money. And you can take it anywhere else. If you want to go cash a check at a check cashing place, that's your choice. But I will not give you cash." And this man cursed me out clean. I mean, I was impressed because this man was like 70 something.
He's up there.
How the F are you not going to give me like, he cursed me out clean. I was like, dang, I wasn't ready. I misjudged you, Peter. And
that's not his real name, by the way.
That's not. I made that name up. But
completely made up.
But here we go. He leaves.
Here we go.
I call y'all, say, hey, he tried to get this. Don't give him nothing. I think he came up there and tried again, didn't get anything. 3 hours later, he comes back and he goes, "Hey, I just want to thank you because, that really was fraud." And I said, "Did you give him that other money?" "Yeah, I got gift cards and I gave them the numbers." And I'm like, you out $7,000, dog, but I saved you 27. Like, and I got a nice curse out from it. I just don't think people realize that, especially in our line of work, there's a lot of risk because there are a bunch of scams. And I'm not coming in to your job and smacking the penis out your mouth and saying, "Let me show you how to do this." One, I would never. But don't come into my job and tell me how to do my job.
What? Don't tell nobody what to do with their money. It's my money and I need it now. Yeah, which brings me to my next subject. I just had a lady come in yesterday and get mad at me because she couldn't understand why her current balance was different from her available balance. And I explained it to her after we did a transaction how it worked. I even put a note on the receipt.
How does it work? For people in the audience who
if you got $200, listen up, class. This is very key. If you got $200 and you had bought something previously in the day, it's not going to immediately post to your account. What you're going to get is the difference between your available balance and your current balance. Your available balance is what you actually have. Your current balance is just going to say what it was previously. And they do that so that you know that something is pending on your account.
So what you're telling me is that if I have $200 and I spend $100 at Walmart, that they're going to place a hold on the $100 I just spent and only allow me to spend the other $100 that's in my account.
Yep. So that doesn't mean that you had $200, you spent $100, and you still got $200 because your bank still says you have $200. No. It's telling you that because you're an adult and you have common sense and you know you spent the money, so it's not going to come back magically into your account. It's not how finances work. And she just sat there and argued with me and saying that doesn't make sense. And again, there's that puzzled look where I'm looking around. I'm the only one in the branch, by the way. I looked around and was like, this mother right here. Did not hear nothing I just said. If we did a transaction for the something amount odd dollars and this went into your account, this is what your balance is now, right? Yes. So this is now your what balance? Current. Say it with me. Current. But as you see, there's a difference between your current and available. What is that? I can check it for you because you had to have purchased something. Well, I ain't purchased nothing because I know where my money went and I ain't used my card all day. Well, the computer says otherwise, and I can't just make up transactions. So let's look at it. I can't see exactly what you bought because it's pending. Do you use our online services? No. All right. It says you bought something for $10.45 at 12:43 p.m. That's roughly before you got here. You don't remember what you bought? I ain't buy nothing. I don't even use this card except for X, Y, and Z. So now I tuned her out. Now I'm stone faced like you. No emotion. And I'm looking at her dead in her eyeball sockets, and I'm like, that's why you have this balance. So if you don't know where this transaction came from, you can dispute it at a later time when you find out where your money went.
Right.
See what I did there? Because she knows where her money goes. Obviously, you don't, because you can't understand why it's a balance on your account or what the difference is between available and current. It's not rocket science, people. It's not.
It's something that need to be taught in schools, but
It's. I
that's
mean,
a whole nother conversation.
we can't control when another institution is gonna take the funds from you. People think just because you were able to walk out with this item or the item was shipped to you or the shipping process begins, it's stuff going on in the background that you don't see.
Right.
It's not immediately coming off your card. It's just not how it works. And it's not easy to just put money back onto a card. It's why it takes time. It has to go through a process. It's not instantaneous. If that's the case, we could just lie and say, I didn't buy $2,000 worth of furniture. I'm disputing it. Okay, let me just do your dispute in 5 minutes to get you 2 G's back. Oh, wait, you did buy that. We got you on camera. Oh, guess I can't take my money back out.
You know, and in my situation that happened in part 1, y'all got to go back and listen to that. When this lady left and everybody was looking at me, I felt no type of animosity, no anger, no nothing.
Right. You
And
did your
then,
job.
Yeah, I went to my office, came back, talked to help people. All this within 30 seconds. Like I went and grabbed something out of my office, came back, helped the next person. They're like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just fine. How are you?" Like, what's up? And then one of my coworkers comes up afterwards and they're like, "Hey, are you good?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good. Are you good?" And they're like, "Yeah, but you just got yelled at in front of the whole branch." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm not worried about that at all." Like I was like, I have no idea what she went through today, in order to be in the mood like that. I pray she went through something, because if that's her normal mood every day, oof, that's tough. But I said, but she came in here looking to mess up everybody's Friday, and she walked out of here messing up nobody's but her own. So what can I say? Like, it's a good day for me.
Hey, I got one more I'm about to slide in here.
Yeah.
So we just got rid of a card that we don't use no more, but it's an agreement that we have with a third-party service, better known as Visa.
Yeah.
The lady comes in the day before we stop issuing these cards. And we told her 3 months previously, don't get this card because we're not going to be servicing them or doing anything with them. If you're just waiting on your card to come, just take some money out and do what you need to do. We gave her the whole rundown. She got her disclosures like always. This is why it's important to do your job right.
Right.
Fast forward. She comes in pissed. When she's walking down, we see her. Her face is so red, you would have thought her face was a tomato. And she comes in and is like, I want to get my money off this stupid card. And she throws it on the counter. So it's always me and this other employee that's there when stupid stuff happens. We look at each other like, did she really just throw this card at us? Yeah, I'm going to just leave it there. And we left it there. And she's explaining why she wants the money off. She's going to town. And I ain't talking about Pound Town either. She's going to town. And this is irritating. This is dumb. And I called and so said I had to come in and get my stuff. And then we're like, yeah, so what's the real issue? She wanted the money off the card. Okay. Do you know what the balance was so we can do a cash advance? Nope. I don't know. That's something you should know because it should be in your system, but this is a third-party service, and that's not in our system because it's not tied to your actual account. Well, I put money on it from my actual account. You put money on gift cards from your account, but is the gift card part of your account?
It is not.
Oh, she didn't like that. So now she had a sidekick with her husband. This man had to be drunk. Because he argued me down about why we couldn't find. He was like her hype man. He kept walking up to the counter saying something and then turning around. Like, you can't find that. You didn't do it?
Nope.
You don't know? And we're like, no. So I kept saying the same thing. This is a third-party service card that we have an agreement with, and they have different things and policies that they have. Call them for the balance and I can take the money off the card. She calls them. First thing she says is they don't want to turn this card off. They can't. They're telling me they can't take money off this card. I said, we did not tell you we can't take money off the card.
You just need to know the balance.
Then she's like, well, I tried to use it in the ATM and it told me that it didn't work because I ain't put the right pin in. And I said, did you set a pin for the card? I will step out there and assist you on the ATM and we can take a look at it and see. I did that. There's no use in you coming out here. And I was like, did you set a pin? She was like, yeah, I know the pin. I was like, well, you don't know the pin if it's telling you that the pin is incorrect and you can't get a balance inquiry, right? So I'm like, all right. So her husband chimes in and he's trying to help call Visa. This man is calling a totally different service, unrelated to them. And he's like, every time I call, they try to offer me a different service. I said, Visa is not going to offer you a service if you're calling the helpline. And he's like, oh, I called the right number. So then he had to humble himself and ask me for the last few numbers on the card. Come to find out, this idiot was calling somebody else. Wasn't even Visa. But he's mad. They're mad at me because they can't function as humans.
Life is hard when you don't have common sense.
And then I'm just wrap it up because time's a ticking. Long story short, the Visa lady confirmed there was never money on the card because
hell no.
She kept the card too long, and those late fees we told her about took the rest of the money that was on there. So this is a total of $16. So there was no money on the card. They didn't apologize. They didn't say anything for all the help. They just walked out. I just said, do you want me to chop that card up since there's nothing on it? Or did you ask them to make sure it's canceled? She said it's basically canceled. Now she's whispering. I'm like, y'all got all hype and buck with me. Talking to me like this is 1950. And
but even if it was money on there, you're doing all that for $16.
Yeah. And she told us it was roughly around $200 on there. It was zero the whole time.
Well, at this point, we're going to tell y'all to comment. Let us know what y'all think. Tell us y'all crazy stories. Get on social media. Find us under Before We Forget the podcast. And let us know what y'all dealing with.
Stupid Employees Part 2. Stupid Customers Part 2. Peace. See y'all on the next one.
Peace out.